away the newly minted Big West Coach of the Year in just his first season taking over for the legendary Alan Knipe. It is Daniel Fabakovic getting us underway in this national quarterfinal and regional final, and it's Skylar Varga pushing it down for the first point.
And we talked about that matchup, and that's exactly what happened. Varga going against Shosha on the outside. Varga takes a little off and finds a little dink in the middle of the court.
Ben Braun with that jump float serve. Josh Schellinger, who had a good opening round match last night. Skylar Varga puts it out wide.
Still getting the rhythm down. Mistakes are going to happen. You don't see a lot from Skyflyer, but that one went a little long. He knows it, and he'll be back to rebound in this next one.
There's a little bit of rest versus rust here as Loyola Chicago had their match in a pretty fun 3-set match against St. Francis. 2 of the first 2 sets went to extra play. In fact, the first set went all the way to 30-28.
It was a marathon, so these guys on the Loyola side are not rested. 24 hours later, back on the court again. Long Beach is rested, like you said. Could make a difference.
Varga into the double block. Wojciech Gajek gets the kill high off the block, and it's down for Long Beach State.
And high it has to be, because look at the size of that block on Loyola's side. Watch it, he's scrambling on both sides of the net. You gotta go high.
Yeah, that's the adjustment from last night to tonight for Loyola Chicago. Oscar Berg Mikkelson from Copenhagen, Denmark is starting tonight in the middle. And they go to Big Berg Mikkelson, misses though, out of bounds. We may get our first challenge already tonight, and we do.
And you know what, Matt? If I told you that Mikkelson was 7 foot, would you believe me?
Well, I don't know. I guess I would. Yeah.
7 foot.
Yeah.
Guess what? He's 7'2".
Oh.
7'2". This is the biggest guy in the league, and probably the nation, definitely at the D1 level. There's a few 7-footers floating out there. One in SC, 6'11", Ben, Brawny in that 6'11", and we have Mikkelson at 7'2". And he's coming off an injury. He hasn't played in for the last few weeks. I was talking with the coach beforehand. Look how high he's reaching this ball. And remember, this is going over Jackson Christ, who's at 6'11", so, or 6'10", so this is a battle of the giants in the middle.
We're trying to see if this is in or out. Also could be a touch at the net, but because, as you said, 7'2" Berg Mikkelson is hitting, probably not going to get much of a touch as he's going over the top of the block. So just trying to see if it catches that end line way on the left side of your screen.
It was a difficult view. It looks like it went long.
Oh, they do call a touch here off of Long Beach State. Sid Church making the call. So he got an angle where he was able to see some fingertip movement.
Wow.
Alexander Shosha to serve. Skylar Varga able to respond.
And Varga seeing Mikkelson at 7'2", and then seeing on the outside Schellinger, and he went over Schellinger, wouldn't you? It's a big of a height difference. Goes over him down, slightly down the line into the middle area.
From the back row is Shosha, and he's able to provide his firepower for Loyola Chicago.
Shosha picking up exactly what he was mastering last night, high off the hands, and this time it just got the outside of Connor's left hand.
Second team All-MIVA selection a year ago. 15 kills on 25 swings last night. He hit 480. Speaking of efficiency, Skylar Varga already with his 3rd kill in this match.
Now, did you see what that offense, so the middle went up, And then Wojciech was out there holding the outside, and Vargas sneaks in between the Bick and the outside for a little dink in the spot that no one was standing. It's hit it where they're not, right? Simple volleyball. Hit it where they're not.
Jackson Chris, what a stage for this true freshman to be on for Long Beach State. Connor Bloom getting starts now due to some injuries that this team has had to work through throughout the season, and he is able to contribute on that triple block of Long Beach State.
Did you notice both sides in the net, people are taking shots? Like that one was a shot that didn't succeed. On Connor's side of the net, he did a shot because the block is so big on both sides.
Solid blocking teams in tonight's matchup, as that is out of bounds long in the serve from Jackson Chris. But to your point, Andreas, 2.2 blocks per set, the average for Loyola Chicago, top 20 in the country. Second in the country are the Beach at 2.7 blocks per set this season.
Let's see what the big man has for a serve. He does a jump floaty and sails that one long. Somewhat expected at someone that height is just to do a jump floaty. I don't think he'll be doing much more than that, but they'll pull him out obviously for the back row and realign.
How good was J.J. Sawa last night, the libero for Loyola Chicago, who just stepped back in to the back row as that is into the net from Wojciech Gajek. Gajek, by the way, the reigning AVCA player of the week, thanks to his great performance for Long Beach State, where they won the Big West Championship in the tournament last weekend.
Well deserved, and it's been a while since Long Beach State actually took that titleship for the week.
And here comes Gajek, right on cue.
Just where he left off, you'd think this is a replay from the Hawaii match. They set him all over the court, and especially on the oppo side, he's just a machine over there, isn't he? He's the go-to guy, Gajek.
Hasn't been able to play every match this season, has dealt with his own injury troubles, but has looked as good as ever down the stretch here this season. The true freshman is Gajek as he watches one fall in front of him from Aiden Klein in the middle.
Looked like a little bit of a slight mishit almost. I mean, I know he wanted to turn it. Maybe it wasn't intentional. If it was beautiful. But he just sliced it off his hand there and found a little corner.
6'9" is the middle blocker, Klein, for the Ramblers. Good pass, and it's Braun. Gets picked up by McElligott. Into the block, powering it through Alexander Shosha.
And you spoke about Klein, so that last play there, he soft blocked, and I can't emphasize how effective that is. If you are just the entire night just soft blocking only for your team, you're doing your job and some. And by the way, Klein, 6'9", he's just playing every inch of it in the middle there. Look how high he's reaching.
Well, this time unable to get the block up on Skylar Varga, who rises so quickly.
And there's really not much Klein could do. Look how fast that set is. Klein is scrambling. He's doing a side shuffle to get out there, and the fast speed of that set, too quick for Klein to get out there and get a hand on it.
Schellinger, he knows some fast offense as well. The UC San Diego transfer delivers.
Almost a sort of my turn now, and Loyola gives it exactly back what Beach did the play before. A quick set outside to beat the block.
Here's Klein to serve. He had 4 kills on 5 errorless swings last night. Chris misses long on that swing. We may get our first challenge from Long Beach State.
Looks like Coach McCray is, I didn't see him hold the challenge symbol up yet. No, he backed away. He was just asking. But that tied the game right there.
So they decide not to challenge. Trying to retain full use of those 3 challenges you have for the match, as that is long out of bounds on the serve. That little pause kind of worked out like a timeout there to ice the server.
Sometimes the ball doesn't lie, and it just sailed a little bit long. But Klein so far having a great game.
Still that feeling out process, as there always is in the first set for 2 of the top teams in the country. That one is off the block and down. There's one of the top pin hitters in the country. Once again, Alexander Shosha.
The Shosha show, hitting down the line, cross. He's the man of so much variety out there, and you're going to see everything tonight from him as the matches progress.
Gayak on the left side in this rotation, delivers for Long Beach State.
So Gayak's threat, as you watch tonight and the rest of these matches, watch his whip. He's got this snap, and he sees the block and gets it just quick enough through these arms, and once again succeeds through the block.
Good swing once again, Josh Schellinger.
Schellinger with another hit, and credit to Mikkelson, the big 7-2, holding the Long Beach middle for a split second so he can get 1.5 blockers on Long Beach on that block, and it worked. That's all he needs from the outside, Schellinger.
It's Connor Bloom down the line. Oh, that's kept in play, and a block and roof. Incredible from Loyola Chicago.
You know, Gayak had to go for that. I mean, anytime you have a scramble and it pops over the net, you got to go over it on one. But look at Loyola just waiting there and piking over the net. Just a giant East German wall.
Good serve from Schellinger. Free ball opportunity for the Ramblers. And that's down, Schellinger again.
Schellinger is unstoppable. Front at the net, back row on the serve. Look what he's doing. He is on fuego, and he's back to serve again, taking them to a 13-11 lead.
6'5" grad student, returned to his home state in Illinois to play for Loyola Chicago. Connor Bloom able to get the side out for Long Beach State.
And who was back there to lift that ball again?
Yes.
Schellinger, once again. He's the man of, he does everything on the court. Serving, blocking, hitting, and he lifted that ball with one hand, got it up for his teammates, and just couldn't quite trickle it over the net, but he's playing everywhere around the court just so perfectly. That was a heater.
Good pop-up just to keep it in play for Sawa, the libero, but it leads to a triple block and a roof for Long Beach State.
Triple block it was, and that whole play started from Iron Wrist Chris putting a heater for a serve, sending Sawa back and making the setter off the 10-foot line, getting 3 blockers up. It starts from the serve.
The local kid to Long Beach is Chris.
Another heater.
Watches that one go by him because that was a good swing from Daniel Fabakovic.
It was a good swing, and Jackson Christ, after that serve, stands over in the spot to dig. That ball just had so much speed. The big man just couldn't get his arms around to get that up.
Lucas Anderson now in to serve for the Ramblers. Out of system is Long Beach State, somehow able to get it down, Connor Bloom.
Captain Connor Bloom hitting that ball from the 10-foot line, finds maybe 7 or 8 inches on the court that wasn't covered by Loyola, and he hits it like a laser point. Look at that. What a hit.
Bloom was Big West Offensive Player of the Week going into last week, thanks to his performance on senior night in the final regular season matches, as Wojciech Gayak, the opposite of a senior, a true freshman, doing that. And of course, Shane Davis at the helm of Loyola Chicago. That goes into the net. Give the point. Well, actually, it's nobody, because that was a timeout on the floor. Nobody actually taking that timeout.
Should we give the point to Coach Davis?
We could. Might as well.
I mean, it's strategic. It was a well done. It's well done.
Outside it goes, and it's Bloom into the block, and he's able to wipe it out of bounds.
A smart swipe. It was fast and tight. The block was already established and building their foundation, and Captain Connor said, I only have one option. I'm just going to swipe and push it out to the antenna. Wise choice.
There's that assimilated clap from Connor Bloom. That is out of bounds. Bloom has been a serving specialist most of his career at Long Beach State, so serving is one of his strengths, but unable to get on a run there. And now it's Fabakovic. Joust, and it's won by Schellinger for Loyola Chicago.
That was an even joust, and Schellinger just had a little bit more on it. And remember, Jake Pizzanti is one-handing, coming over his back shoulder. Maybe he has injuries as well. And it was just a muscle match up there.
Good pass that time from Larson, and it's Gayak from the back row flying in for the kill.
A real high, hard hit again. I know I sound like a broken record, always saying high, hard hit, high, hard hit. But it is. What else can you say? The block looks good. Schellinger's up high piking, and he just puts it right over the field goal.
All tied at 17. It's a lot like what we saw last night between the Ramblers and the Red Flash of St. Francis. It was a lot of offense in that match. Both teams hit 500 apiece in that first set alone. And really just good offense throughout.
Yeah, it is. 500 Long Beach, Chicago, and I see Long Beach at 375 now. But that's changing every second. There's Schellinger again. He's the go-to guy.
So Josh Schellinger already with 5 kills on 6 airless swings. He's hitting .833. That's not a bad start for his night.
And Shosha is our player to watch tonight, and things could change, but right now, is it too late to switch? Make it Schellinger?
Well, Jake Reed is in to serve for Loyola Chicago. Gets that up.
What?
Good dig down the line by Reed. And Loyola Chicago's able to deliver on the other side with Shosha.
Did you see that one-handed lip by Reed? That was amazing. From Newport Beach, right down the road, he's in his home and feels it and lifts that ball up so perfectly.
Was able to get a dig in last night's match as well. In the similar role, Larson has to pick that up. That somehow was kept in. Varga. Off the block. Doesn't matter where it landed. It's point Long Beach State.
Found a little window down the line, right over, inches. And what a high-class hit that was. Very smart to see that little corner in the 90-degree, and he landed it right there.
Back and forth we go. A start that, well, that's all we could ask for. All tied up going into the red zone. Who gets there first? Who touched the net first? It's Schellinger. So Long Beach State will take the natural point.
He was trying to, rightfully I might say, he was trying to swipe off of Gayak's arm. It's a smart play, but Gayak was reaching straight over and tried and true and not reaching out. So it's a really disciplined block, and he did not get swiped.
Good swing from the back row, but it's picked up by Long Beach State, and off the triple block goes Gayak.
So think of the athlete that Gayak to be able to do what he just did. The Kellinator puts it on
Chicago, and then Alexander Shosha, who we've been mentioning a lot already. He's a junior, he's an upperclassman. So there is that little bit of youth versus experience. Of course now, with Connor Bloom in the starting lineup for Long Beach State, he is one of the seniors this year for Long Beach State, as that is off the block and out of bounds, and Loyola Chicago with an important side out.
A high pass on the net, and Mikkelson is a 6'5" setter, so he's got some height there, and he puts it high for the big man. Mikkelson is swinging cheese, it just chip it off the block, and that one goes long.
Misserve there. That is the 4th service error. Also 4 on the other side for Long Beach State. Skylar Varga to serve. Good serve, drives Loyola Chicago all the way back, and it's an opportunity for the Beach. Pushed down, it is touched by the Ramblers, and the Beach will take that one.
That was a tight play. Gayak had really so we talked about him as the player of the match, hitting .429, and Schellinger at .571%. It's a good looking stats for both those guys on the Loyola side.
And they're gonna have to deliver here with an important serve receive. What a serve by Skylar Varga. Was there a touch? And there was one called. So Loyola Chicago will gain that side out.
You know, they just switched the score on the marquee up there, so that was an incorrect score they had shown to the pyramid here. 23-21, it's corrected.
Connor Bloom now puts Long Beach State to set point.
That play was so advanced because you had the middle and a little stair step right after him. Holding the middle blocker, not sure who he goes to the middle or the outside. Such an advanced play by the Beach.
Jackson Christ to serve. It's actually been top 20 in the country in service aces per set. And that is one of the reasons why Christ with the ace to take the first set for Long Beach State. They're up in this match 1-0 as they will look to go to set number 2 again.